Let me start this video by asking you guys a simple question. Are you focused enough? Can you give me your undivided attention for the next few minutes? I bet all of you thought, yes. But the truth is, 85% of the people who are watching this video right now are not going to watch this completely. You're gonna stop somewhere in the next 2 minutes. But if you can manage to see the end of the video, congratulations. You are a rare species among humanity. Stimulus addiction. Have you ever wondered why do we need constant stimulation? We work while listening to a podcast. We drive listening to music. We scroll through Instagram while watching a YouTube video. We scroll through the comments while watching a YouTube video. We spend hours scrolling through our Instagram feeds. We create multiple sources of stimulus to our brain at the same time. Have you ever thought, are we not overwhelming the brain? And yet we wonder why there is a constant state of anxiety in us. It's just because we are always stimulating our brain with opposing viewpoints. Answer yourself honestly this. When was the last time you did nothing? Absolutely nothing. Not listening to music while taking a walk or like that. I mean, absolutely nothing. You see, for many of us, it's hard to be alone with our thoughts. I'll give you an example. Look at the daily scenario of an average person working in a city. He gets up at 7 am, opens Instagram first thing in the morning, scrolls through a bunch of memes, gets ready to travel to office by metro. There's too much crowd in the metro. The thought of paying the bills comes to his mind. He stands in a corner of metro and congested with suffocating amount of people around him. Is this what my life has come to? A thought came to his mind. He always thought in his early 20s he would be better off now. He thinks about his marriage, which is not very good right now. He starts to feel a little sad about his plight. But immediately his hand reaches to his phone, almost like a reflex, pops out the earbuds, starts scrolling through Instagram. He sees a cute baby trying to jump into the pool. He gets a little chuckle out of those. Adorable baby, trying to stand up and jump. And his hand involuntarily scrolls out to another, watches a guy doing magic tricks. He gets a little kick out of those 30 seconds and zoom, scrolls on to the next. And the cycle continues again and again until he reaches his destination. Then he goes to his office. The manager reminds him for the task to do. He gets a little irritated, anticipating the boring task he had to do again and again. So to escape the boredom, he quickly pops out of his earbuds, goes to his music playlist, listens to the track while he continues to code. 15 minutes later, he quickly feels bored, gets up and goes to a recreational room. No one is there except two strangers, our colleagues who he never met. They invite him to play along. He quickly whips up his phone, takes a snap before playing. He starts playing snooker with them. They play for 30 minutes, but upon leaving, he offered to take a selfie of them playing. He quickly posted a status saying that there's caption, had some best time with my best office buddies. And then the day continues, with the same constant simulation of one thing in his brain while his primary task is something else. This seems pretty normal, right? Is it? No. You guys can see what is wrong here, right? Before you can actually have a thought or interpret a feeling during any part of the day, his mind either decides to distract from it or either decides to capture it to flaunt on social media or exaggerate from reality. He always chooses the path of instant gratification when faced with an uncomfortable thought. I know what you're thinking. So what's wrong in that? We all do that daily, isn't it? We all scroll through Insta feeling numb just to avoid an uncomfortable thought in our brain. So everybody does it. What's the biggest harm in that, right? It's not like the world is ending because of it. Why make a big deal out of it? This constant dose of simulation we are giving to ourselves is actually bad for us. I wish I could say I'm above this, but I often find myself scrolling numbly for hours on a train or bus journey. This constant stream of stimulation is what going to affect all of us in the long term. You see, uncomfortable thoughts are designed to evoke emotions in us. They are a signal saying something in our life is not working the way you want it to be. Contemplating those thoughts may lead to a solution or just makes you feel sad. But the thing is, that thought has been processed. It is out of your system. This happens when you do nothing. To be frank, boredom is good for you. Contemplating on those things, those thoughts, and planning a course of action gives you courage and hope in life. Even though the courage from this plan is short lived, it will have a positive impact on you. But in reality, this is never happening. Even to be honest, I checked my phone to scroll through Instagram while writing, hopped onto YouTube, watched a couple of videos in random before writing this very sentence. So I say these things to you not as some kind of higher being who is above this mega stimulation, but as fellow victim of our generation's need to be constantly stimulated, and our same days are repeated over and over. As we get stuck in this stimulation cycle, we constantly bottle up these emotions without ever contemplating on them, which leads to anxiety in short term and depression over long term. You see, humans are no longer giving their time to critical thinking. We are not analyzing anything that is going on in our life. Music and movies that used to entertain us as kids, we either find it now as cringe or boring. Every time we watch a video or a meme, we are scrolling through comments to know what others are thinking. If we have a similar thought as someone, we like that comment, that makes us feel slightly validated. We are in social media, constantly seeking stimulation and validation. Nobody is having an original thought anymore. No one is thinking about a thought, fearing my idea might stand out or offend someone. We are forever hooked onto those sending relatable memes or reels to a random stranger rather than living the hard life with your spouse or having that hard talk with your parents. We are not living anymore. We are just existing, faring out from facing the real life, getting those shiny little moments of high. If this is not the matrix, I don't know what is. Is there any way to escape this stimulation? It's simple. If things are not up to your satisfaction, you need to work on the things to change it. I wish I could offer you a permanent solution, but sadly, this is the only thing valid and long lasting. Keep on improving your individual self worth financially, physically, mentally, and socially until you are powerful enough where you don't have to rely on these stimulated highs.